Hello guys. Quite a bit of a response on the last video, and it's actually kind of cool. I'm sorry if I'm not looking at the camera, but I'm kind of just browsing through the comment section here. And first of all, I just want to say thank you. I mean, it's like overwhelmingly positive comments, and I'm gonna make a video about probably each of one of the questions in the comments. Not all of them, obviously, not like the ones that are going to, for example, can tall guy of 200 centimeters, 113 kilos do a human flag or front lever? I mean, obviously, yes. It will depend on on your um, uh, on your segment lengths pretty much. But I mean, yeah, you can become strong enough to do a human flag. I mean, I could probably do a human flag, maybe. I don't know, just without training. I mean, but yeah, if you get strong enough, and there is, you have to understand with calisthenic movements and all of that other, bodyweight stuff. For example, muscle ups are much more skill based than you would think. So I can do muscle ups, and I'm like 6'4", and I can show you a video of that. I actually did muscle ups when I was like 116 kilos at my height, which is like pretty fat. Let's be fucking honest. So yeah, you can definitely do pretty much anything. I mean, there isn't like it's a lot more skill based than you. Oh, of course, you have to be stronger, but it's not like you are stronger than somebody who is like benching a lot or pressing a lot. So, hey man, I'm sorry, I'm fucking sweating so much. It's summer here, and it's kind of in the middle. I don't know if I should like turn on the AC or not. And as you can see here, we are living in an apartment where it has 2 floors, and the air conditioning is down there, and all of the hot air is coming up. And it's fucking hot, man. I mean, I'm fucking sweating. I woke up like 2 hours ago, and I'm still like kind of slow. But yeah, I mean, there is a lot of good actually questions and comments, and they all relate, around the same thing about being about height, and yeah. So just now, this is going to be a very short video, and I could make another video today, so maybe I will post this today and another one tomorrow, or even in the same day. I will see it. We'll see how it works. So uh, I feel like I cannot look, don't look like I live another day of the naked man in front of the camera. So yeah, I was thinking now, because I'm going to the gym actually, and there was one thought in my mind when I was thinking about all of your comments, and this is like nobody will actually tell you this. I believe so, and trust me, this is not because I have good genetics. I don't have. I mean, I have good genetics, but I don't have good genetics. I have so many flaws. For example, I have short biceps. I mean, when I pose, like, I don't know, like people will say that this is bad genetics, and this is precisely my point. Like, you can actually, this one is bigger. Sorry, what the fuck was that? This one is bigger, and this is actually my weaker arm. So my weaker arm has bigger biceps, and the biceps is actually stronger. But on pushing movements, everything is fucked, and I will explain most likely in some of the other videos that. But you have to actually understand this, that gaining muscle is fucking easy. Now, it's easy, not easy, maybe simple is more correct word than easy. But the training itself, it kind of can be hard, but you kind of get used to this hard. So, which I think one of the comments was like 17 years of lifting, and how do I have motivation to do it, and all of that. And at first, my thought was like, it's because like I like it, but this is not always the case. I don't. So today I didn't do like deadlifts for 2 or 3 weeks, and deadlifts they didn't come pretty naturally in the beginning for me, but now they're like, you know, pretty natural, obviously. And I still don't want to fucking go to the gym. It's like, I don't know how to explain you. I will go to the gym, but I don't want to fucking train. You know, when you look at, I'm 33 years old, and I'm like going to do like heavy deadlifts, essentially for nothing, because I don't have to do it for anything other than maybe this channel is maybe the best reason to do it, to grow the channel. But for health reasons and relationships and I don't know what else, it's pretty much, you know, unnecessary, especially, you know, like heavy deadlifts. This is why I now currently do deadlifts double overhand, which is like 95% of the time I just do double overhand deadlifts to work on my grip, and that's pretty much all of my grip training, and I can pretty much lift almost the same double overhand or with hook grip or mixed grip. I don't like mixed grip because I'm afraid of my biceps. I already tore my quad, not the whole thing, just the piece of it. So I will make probably a video about that also, and about injuries with tall guys and how more susceptible to injuries you are because you're tall. I mean, it's like pretty simple physics, you know, longer levers, longer, pretty much the same size joints, maybe slightly bigger, but the bones are proportionally much, you know, bigger, longer. So yeah, the thing that I want to say in this video it's much more easier than you think. And usually we in life, the thing that doesn't come like naturally to us, like for taller guys making muscle, you know, I'm currently always uninstalling Instagram when I'm not using it, because I don't want to get sucked into, you know, doom scrolling or however you want to call it. And when and I came like it was like Misha, actually Michael, you know, fucking the Polish. I think it's the Polish guy, like the fucking huge guy. He's flexing like this, and he's like, and the caption is like, short guy when he just thinking about weights, and like, and then like his arm is like this. So yeah, sometimes I feel like that also, and especially when I started training, and when I fucking started training, almost everybody who I was training with was like first guy, like one of my best friends. I don't want to like fucking, you know, but he's like 176 centimeters tall, and he pretty much blew up. And the most depressing thing about it is like I actually kinda was tracking my food, was trying a little bit harder, in my opinion. And he was like, yeah man, when I want to get lean, I just run more and I eat more when I just want to get bigger. And I was like, fucking man, what the fuck is that? I mean, in his defense, he has also pretty good genetics, comparatively to everybody. You know, when you see like good genetics online, somebody is either like juicing and he doesn't admit it, or he or she is like in top 1%, you know. So, and when people are in top 1%, you know, you really don't know if they're juicing or not, because their genetics is so good that I mean, even me after 17 years, I have to admit, like, for some people, I don't know if they're juicing or not. In the past, I pretty much thought, like in 2013 when I was 23, especially in the time when I was like really hung up in the Mike Menzer routines, heavy duty and all this stuff, when I actually believed that if anybody did like more than 2 sets per body part, that they're juicing. No fucking way. You cannot grow if you're doing 1 set, more than 1 set per failure, because if you're doing it, you're tapping into recovery reserves too much, and you know, all of this crap. It's much more fucking simple. Like, I will tell you a lot of shit that you most, like 100%, like I'm fucking super serious. You never heard of this shit that will blow your mind. But one thing is actually that, like, this is going to probably roast me, but I believe currently that programming is actually a lot less important than you think. And now I have to give this a context, because this is coming because of the experience. And a lot of guys who are online and who don't have this natural feeling for training, and feelings is something that I'm going to be talking a lot about, a lot. And science guys are afraid to talk about feelings and feelings in training and how things feel. It's super fucking important for technique, for growth, and for recovery. Like, yes, sometimes you have to ignore your feelings because you have to do the work, blah blah blah. That's all fine and good. But you wouldn't believe how this thing is important. For example, I'm just going, wow man, I'm just fucking going. I could talk like this like for fucking 10 hours. So you can just imagine guys who are old school, before steroid, like even before, like, I don't know man, fucking Greece. They didn't have the science. They didn't know shit about training. I mean, the funny thing for me is, on one side, when somebody says, "Oh man, you're so big, you cannot be natural because guys in 1800s weren't as big," and I'm like, yeah, and they died. Almost people were dying like at 30 years old, and the famine was like rampant. I think I said that correctly. I mean, people didn't have fucking food to eat, like they didn't have refrigerators, and you can just imagine, without the science, without pretty much any knowledge to training, they only had like this myth of, I forgot, the Greek guy who was carrying the calf on his back, the progressive overload story. Oh my god, progressive overload, that's like fucking, progressive overload is lying to you. I also have to get this into context, but just imagine those guys. They pretty much had to rely mostly on the feeling, and you will see how this feeling thing, when I explain it to you, because I have to write this shit down, because if you can see how I am, I can just fucking go, this feeling thing will probably help you more than any program ever. I will also post my program and probably sell my program, because I have actually been developing this program for a long time, and I'm pretty much doing the same program, but the program has variations. You want to focus more on this, you want to focus more on that, but pretty much it's the same program, the same setup. Some of you already have it. I took it off the website, but yeah, the point is of the whole video, it should have been that this is much more simple than you think. Like, yeah, and it's a lot easier. And I know how easy it is to, get into your way by just overthinking about every single detail, man. And this feeling thing like evens all of that shit out. It's like, because pretty much most of the science shit is true. Evidence-based community is probably one of the most arrogant community ever. Like, there is nothing worse than overly intellectual guy who practically doesn't even have any results, and he's like, trying to be smart with you. I mean, that shit is just fucking the worst. And the worst part of it is they learned this evidence-based crap. It's not all of it crap, and he's just pretty much puking his knowledge that was from his mouth, that was actually puked into his mouth, who was also puking, because everybody is just reading, but nobody has any real knowledge. And knowledge and information are two different things. this is just information, when you're just regurgitating something. I think that's the right word, regurgitating. I'm actually Croatian. But in general, it's much more easier than you think. And especially if you have been like stuck into this like scientific dogmas or any kind of dogmas. It doesn't have to be scientific, like even in bro dogmas or any type of that crap. I think it's much more simple than you would believe. Like, you actually have to train hard, and you have to just be consistent. And this consistency word is also like too much, too overused, because some people will just say, because some your favorite guru is saying, amen, consistency. I mean, yes, it's true, but I will explain a lot of it a lot more in the next videos. As I said, I just turned on the camera, and I'm actually preparing to go to the gym, and it's fucking hot. It's super hot here, man, and that's why I don't actually like to come here in the upper level. So yeah, I will answer more of your questions down below, and I will probably pick 1 or 2 questions and just answer them, and keep it going. I mean, I honestly thought that like maybe 100 people will watch the last video. So yeah, just post like as many questions as possible, because first of all, I do actually want to help, which I said like in the last video, and yeah, because I knew how it was like when I was like training for, what was it, like 212 for like that was like 6 years of training, even more when you count, but doesn't matter, we'll round it up to 6. And because if I count this first year when I was like doing like only push-ups and abs and like some barbell curls, I would be actually training for 18 years now. But I don't count that year because it wasn't like, I mean, the first 4 years weren't serious at all, but that first year was like, that it was a child playing with weights and doing some push-ups in the room. So yeah, post not videos, post your questions down below, or say whatever you mean. I mean, we're all like trying to make it here, as you can say, and yeah, 1 bicep shot for the last time. Man, I always think I look small, but anywho, peace guys, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.